I highly encourage everyone to do your own research and work with your physicians. Do not rely upon a bud tender. They're great young people and they know a lot, but do not rely upon these bud tenders to give you medical advice. First of all, they're not legally able to do that, and they shouldn't be doing that. And ours will be highly trained not to do that. But I really want to emphasize the importance of working with your medical practitioners and studying, and again, finding a resource like Dr. Jensen, who has the experience and has done the research. And we all know that because of the Schedule One, the research is not as prevalent as it should have been, but there is significant new research now coming on all the time, and professionals like Dr. Jensen have done a pretty good job of finding that research and updating. So my strong advice is find your medical professionals, do your own research. And I will make one comment. There's one thing in the amount of research I've done and the hundreds of people I've talked to is go very slow when you start out. If you're new to cannabis, do not be sort of overzealous. It's not like you don't want to be that 16-year-old kid. First of all, kids should never, because there's no good evidence that this is a good product for anybody under the age of 21 when their brain's forming. You really need to be over the age 21, and that's pretty much a medical reality. So, the industry is going to do its best, and the health department's being very diligent to try to make sure that that message gets out there. But to the extent you get into this, please be very cautious and go very slow. And the one thing I know to be true is every person is affected differently. And I'm not sure of the science behind that. I just know that's a reality. So everybody needs to be very cautious and learn. You have these cannabinoid system, you've got these CB1 receptors all through your body. You actually have cannabinoids in your body, and this starts affecting all kinds of cannabinoids that hit the brain in all kinds of ways, as Dr. Jensen has indicated. So please be cautious, take your time and go very slow with very low doses until you figure out sort of what your sweet spots are.
Totally agree with whichever panelist earlier said that it has no place in adolescents or those that are young. We know it impacts the brain, and I appreciate the responsible comment that was made that 21 or over should really only be the optimal age for this. This is not something that is made to help you chill out after a hard day. This is something that needs to be used like any other medication for a specific purpose with specific evidence in the right scenario. And so if
currently grown cannabis is stronger than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. What that means is just use less of it, right? And this will be as part of the dosage that comes from the consultation with your doctor. Are there some drug interactions? Yes, there are. For example, I've read that medical marijuana can act at a statin very similar to grapefruit, where it reduces its efficacy. So again, this is something you'll have to consult with your doctor. The research is just being done now, and it's discovering some interesting things. We found a database of 1.5 million Canadians that suggests there are differences between men and women, as well as across ages in terms of efficacy. So again, consult the doctor, go slow, and work with your physician to figure out what works best for you. I think that is the safest way to go. And like any medicine, keep it out of the hands of kids. It is bad for the developing brain, and no one under 25, frankly, should use cannabis. Wait till your brain is fully developed before you try it.
Thank you. A lot of other medications, firearms, other things that people have to be very sensitive to having in their homes, and this is one of them. So I'll just go back to what the doctor said. Please accept that responsibility and be extremely conscious that this is not, it's not something that you want, children or young adults to have access to, and it needs to be appropriately safeguarded in a safe or in some kind of packaging or some kind of home security situation where they're not going to be easy. It's not going to be easily accessed by young people. So I'll sort of leave it at that, but it's a lot of common sense on this one.
Gentlemen, you